Hello and welcome to the channel, the Eradicator here, and in today's video we are going to be trying the Drake Corsair. It is available for everybody. Even if you don't have one, it's available for everybody out there in the PTU right now. Star Citizen about 3.17.4c. So if you haven't tried it out, you can do it right now and make up your mind to see whether or not you should get one during the sale or not. Now that's going to be an interesting one, obviously, because, well, I did test the Corsair for this video, and so let's get started from new page here. And the thing that I noticed is just how massive that ship is for the hangar that it is given. So you gotta have to be really careful with those wings here, because you might touch eventually with the tip of those wings either the ceiling or some other edge here, so be really careful out there. Now, I also noticed that the wings do not unfold automatically if you press N, which is going to retract the landing gear. So to transform your ship, you're going to have to press Alt K, just like with the Scorpius, so that your ship opens and closes, or at least the wings opened and close. Now, unfortunately, the first time that this happened, I had a crash to desktop, so yeah, that was not great. I also noticed a couple of graphical glitches with this ship also, so it doesn't look like it's totally ready. There's still a little bit of work to do out there, CIG, to make this absolutely perfect. Now, inside this ship, this time at Crusader L1, well, I'm very surprised to see that we are entering with this kind of runabout where we have the components room straight away. I'm glad that there's like a little stairs instead of having an elevator like in the Mercury Starrunner, so that's great. I wish that we could have that in the Mercury Starrunner as well. A ramp would have been better in my opinion, but well, it is what it is, right? Once you pass that, you got some doors here. I'm glad that the doors are automatic, and you don't have those silly buttons that you have in the Crusader Mercury Starrunner, so that's also great. Once you're there, you've got a living room here, very similar to what you have in the Caterpillar. And then from there, you got a bathroom, and you got the living quarters here with 3 individual cabins for the crew on the side. Wonderful. You pass that area, you got the 2 turrets on the side, and then the living quarters of the captain, and finally the cockpit. So that's pretty standard, pretty Drake indeed. I like the ambience in Drake ships. I've always liked them. It feels very Star Warsy and not over the top, in my opinion. I like sober and stripped down like that. That's my style. Anyway, so the question you guys are asking, of course, is it good in combat, at least? Because, well, that is a ship that is armed to the teeth, so you would definitely expect to figure this out. So not much of a choice here in the PTU, so I went around Crusader and did a probe mission, you know, where you have to prevent the probes from sending data around a comm array. Now, for some reason, and I believe that this is a bug here, for some reason the comm arrays were they were shooting missiles at me. So I thought, well, that's going to be a good chance to try out the durability of the Corsair, and it took 3 missiles to destroy the Corsair, as you can see here. So yeah, it's not very durable. It only has one size 3 shield, just like the Constellation. It's actually the same one. So it's, you know, it's got this reputation, the Drake reputation of being paper thin, and well, I was able to see that by myself. So when you are fighting with this ship, make sure that you are not on the receiving end of the fire, that you are the one shooting first, because otherwise, yeah, you are not going to last very long in a fight with the ship. Not to mention, it's not very maneuverable. In terms of maneuverability, it made me think of a Constellation. The top speed is not great at all. I was very shocked to see that it's only 948 meters per second. That's only a little bit more than the Constellation that tops at 911 meters per second, so not that much of a difference, actually. As far as I'm concerned, because of all of this, I would actually see myself fly a Constellation more than a Corsair. In fact, I'm probably going to be melting this Corsair here that I have for the purpose of this video, because I wanted to try it. Eventually they gave it up to everyone, so maybe I'll make a couple of more tests in the future in a PU, but with the current stats, I don't think that I'm going to be keeping a Corsair here. I'd rather have a Constellation. The Constellation has a little less firepower, but overall does everything else better. It's got more cargo, the maneuverability is the same, it's more durable because it has more shields, so you gotta have to figure out if the trade-off for more firepower is worth it in the end. Now, eventually, did take a combat mission here, bounty hunting mission, so classic bounty hunting mission around Gela here. We had to destroy 2 Gladiuses. Again, it was pretty easy from long range to destroy 1 Gladius, but at point blank range, the AI Gladius was just outmaneuvering the Corsair. It was pretty difficult. Now, of course, once I had a good angle, it was easy to land a couple of well-placed shots because we're talking about 5 guns that the ship has here at your disposal. You've got the M6As, the 5 size, and size 5, and also M5A size 4. So that's quite a lot of guns here, as you can see, but you have to make sure that you're not being outmaneuvered. And you know, with AI is one thing, against a player it's a whole other thing, right? So there we have it. Not a great ship in my opinion if you are flying solo. Now with turrets, of course, and that's also what we're going to be doing with another test, with turret, it's probably going to be something much more interesting. It's probably going to be much more impressive as well, but as a solo ship, I am not convinced. So, we're finishing the test here as we are landing on Daymar. And a pretty easy ship here to land, as you can see. We're going to go outside of the ship. I want to show you something here. It's got something really cool there. If you go inside here, you turn on the elevator, and that elevator is actually a trapdoor that leads you outside of the ship. It's super cool, and I love that feature. I'm just not sure how I would use that, but if you guys have any idea, well, guess what? It's actually the giveaway question. So if you answer the question and subscribe to the channel, you get a chance to win a Crusader E1 Spirit. Also, you can support the channel on Patreon or via the YouTube Join membership program. Join our video sharing contest where you can have another chance of winning that ship, or you can also, as I said, become a Patreon or YouTube Join member. That will give you automatic access. Guys, thank you so much for watching once again. It's been the Eradicator. I will see you guys later.